Remember, the main airbox gets split to be...
So this is my evidence. You said we're almost done. You know when you watch somebody spaz out and you want to help?
No need, I've got it. I meant to do that. All right. Picking up from where we left off last week. So we've got the radiator, that needs to go on, and then it'll be the airbox and bits and pieces, and we can complete the wiring loom. But the state of the radiator, I just want to give it a bit of a clean and a paint, whatever. Okay. Okay.
Go.
All right, just picking up then. So we've had the radiator all apart, cleaned it all up, give it a touch of paint. We've got top hat in there, a couple of bolts, and then this bracket which mounts the CDI. So we'll just do that now, okay?
Cool.
Okay, a couple of points to note about these. First of all, the rubber boot, you want to slide it basically so it's not totally off it, but back away from it. The fact you've got this rib here. Often when you're trying to separate it, the first thing you're going to see is you'll see this upper ring and you'll think, oh, I've got to lever that. But you're not, you're just trying to break itself. This is actually a groove for the seal. It has an internal ring that fits inside that. Okay, that's about as tight together as you're going to get it. So you've got a sort of same sort of width gap there that you have here. Now we can slide this boot. All right, top tip. Fit the lower arm first and then the upper. Otherwise you won't be able to get to the screws.
You're right there, darling.
I think so. Also, I think part of that was a bit bent.
I think it was. Take two.
It wouldn't be right if I did it any other way, would it?
No. Hopefully by next weekend we'll be not sick.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's a flipping struggle when you're feeling sick. When you're doing your cables, and it looks like you can do it with all the airbox and everything on it, so I'll fit the airbox in a second, but you first of all sync the cable on this side, then the cable on that side, so you're doing your carb cables, then you do your power valve, and then after you've done your power valve, that's when you do your oil pump.
All right, cool.
But it's in one of the Yamaha workshop videos.
Okay.
And the original 1980s Yamaha workshop videos are on there.
Do you think I've watched them?
No, but they're very poor quality. I'm talking to everybody else.
Right, okay.
And almost reminding myself, because when I watched it this morning, I was like, oh, that's actually not that bad.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Done.
Airbox, I think.
So this is my evidence. You said we're almost done.
No, I didn't. I didn't
You
say
did. I was like, we're getting there. You went, yeah, just.
That goes there, and then that goes there.
Cool. I'm ready. Third time you've asked me, but let's go.
All right, okay, cool. Right, remember you've got the cross shape in the harness that's up against our reference bar.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you've got the cable that comes down for these two. Okay, remember the main airbox gets split to be fitted and removed. At the minute, I've just got that sitting. That's the foam sitting there. Okay, and you've got a bit of a groove here, a bit of a groove there. This groove is going to line up with this cable.
Right.
All right. So I'm just dropping that in there. Okay, so that's kind of in there. I'll just pop it out again so you can see. It shouldn't be too difficult. Right, so you've got, I might actually move that hose clamp. Might rotate it around, I think, because that is fitting in here. What?
Make something look hard, why don't you? Now what are you doing?
Now what I'm doing, I'm taking the clamp off, turn it around.
Okay.
So the bit that I need to get at is at the base, and I can get it from the right hand side of the bike.
So a 30-second job becomes a 10-minute job.
Yeah, just take your time and you get it, you know, where you want it. There we go. Don't feel too bad. All right. Oh, before I forget, that's got to go in there.
Yeah. I guessed that.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Thought that looks like a slot to put a cable. I wonder if Dave's seen it.
Kinda, but yeah, no. Put that in there.
Cool, done.
Exactly where it goes, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll figure it out.
You know when you watch somebody spaz out and you want to help?
No need, I've got it. Right, before I start and tighten that in, let's look at the routing of this cable, because that doesn't look right, does it?
I don't know.
No, it doesn't. Okay, so what we're looking for is two of these type things. Cool, yeah. One just there, one there.
Got ya.
Quick reminder on this piece. Okay, so we're just slacking that one off, make access a little bit easier.
Happy?
Yeah, I think so. I've got to do the left side elephant's ear next, but that's not looking so bad. Sorry, quick note for myself, doing this next time.
Hang on, let me get rid of the...
Okay, so down in here we've got the two choke cables, and we've also got this fuel pipe, and I had the fuel pipe on the wrong side of that choke cable, so it was kind of bending it out of the way. So this fuel pipe is going to pass to the left hand side of that choke cable. At the moment anyway, that seems to be where it's most comfortable.
Okay.
And then we've also got this singular wire at the moment, which I think is going to go to the two-stroke oil tank sender, so we know when that's low. Okay, these carb pipes are all good. Still got a coolant hose to attach up here. And we need another bracket. This bracket's got to go on here.
Okay.
Right. That which was, look, I mean, in theory is a fairly straightforward exercise. However, it turned out to be a big pain in the backside. So what we've just been messing with, folks, is the choke cables. Two choke cables that go to the right hand two carbs. Two choke cables go to the left-hand carbs. And where I've got them routed at the moment now is behind the spark plugs, under the thermostat housing, behind this spark plug, and then down. Prior, it was just coming over the top thermostat housing and around this side of the plugs. So believe it or not, just rerouting it there, then allowed the body to rotate to this position it bolts onto the left-hand thing, and now it works. Very, very tight. Similar, this HT lead and this fuel pipe and that connector there, it's all very, very tight in there. So what I've done at the minute, if I get my hand around it, oh I can't because I've put the elephant's ear back on. I've got the HT lead going, passing underneath this fuel pipe. I've tried it over the top of it, didn't work. Passage of these fuel pipes behind underneath all 4 of the choke cables. Mm-hmm. The 2 fuel pipes go underneath those 2. And as it stands at the minute, we've still got nice free moving. Okay, getting close to the end of the electrics now. So this is the rear brake light switch and the return spring. That metal bit through there. Okay, this, all that's going to do is just going to pop into that little C-shaped clip there. Okay, these wires, we've got part of the harness. Part of the harness is underneath this exhaust here. Right, remember, if you look down this side here, you got this. We came down there, and then we sort of split. Part comes around the front of the battery box, part comes around the back of the battery box. Yeah. Where it goes around the back of the battery box, come down here, and you'll see the connection for the motor, for the power valves. Click that together like that, okay. And then you've got the 2 cables from the brake light switch. They're going to connect in to these 2 here. Okay. And where's going to be the easiest place to actually see what I'm doing?
I can see.
You can see. Well, you
might not be able to see, but
I was going to say I can't see shit. So I think what I'll do is I'll connect them at the front and then flop them underneath. Okay. Now, I believe that these 2 want cable tying to that bolt, and then that, or this bracket here, either way, but should keep them away from the exhaust. All right.
Go on then.
All right, give me a second. That adjuster, we can just do it up or down on there as needed. Okay, now you probably want to come around this side now. So I'm not entirely sure what this one is just yet. Those 2 are the power cables. That one just goes on to there. And then this one goes onto there, goes onto there. Yeah? Cool.
Great job.
Thank you. Now, let's see if we can find out what that 3rd wire is.
So it only listens to me.
I thought you said you're not listening to me.
Don't have to tell you that. I just do it.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm videoing you.
Because you told me that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Really clearly you told me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the mystery 3rd cable bolts to the engine, earths the engine.
Why?
Why do you need to earth the engine?
Oh, it's an earth.
It makes this, pardon?
I thought you just said bolts to it.
Well, it bolts to it, yeah, to make it a full circuit, to earth it. He gets the electrical tape, please.
Yeah, do you wonder why I get all my steps? Here you go.
Thank you.
Come on then. You can tell me you're wrapping it up.
Well, we are getting close to, well, yeah, I'm literally wrapping the cable up, yeah. I'm thinking about what we're going to do next week.
Woohoo! Let's go.
Because...
Can't wait.
Well... I meant to do that.
go.
Okay, 19 days, just short of $9,000, plus the price of the bike, of course. Some items ready to go on there next week. We've got the clutch cover, clutch mechanism cover housing that's soaking in some degreaser there. We've got the left-hand side, oil bottles, coolant bottle right hand side, clutch cable, which I've just lubed up. So a few things that need cleaning and then they can get put back together. Where do we get to on there? We haven't put the battery on yet. We haven't put the wheel arch liner and all of the rear tail unit and indicators and things on just yet, but we're getting there. Yeah, I'd like next week to put some transmission oil in it and start spinning it over and see if we got spark and stuff. Connect the back. What were you laughing at? Put the battery on and see if we got the servo motor working.
We'll see how happy you are at the end of the weekend.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, this was a fairly melted piece of plastic and didn't look like it had a lot of life left in it. So I really wanted to pull it apart and get it to something like this at the moment, so it's a runnable, sort of rideable bike. If, when we do get it going, I'm just reminding everyone, we didn't rebuild the cranks. So if when we get it going, the cranks need changing, that's not a big deal. Everything's nice and clean now, so it'd be quite easy and quite nice to work on. And now I know my way around the bike a little bit better, it'd be relatively quick to do, he said. Okay, any thoughts on that? No?
Tea time.
Tea time. Okay, right. Catch you all next week. Bye.